Welcome to Drakus TV. I'm your host, Drakus. Today we open Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Shockwave from Hasbro. I got this one for $27 from Amazon. Let's look at the package. Let's open it. And this is what we got out of the package. And I can tell you, I really love this figure. It looks awesome. Let's look at the figure. Just articulation, right? Just right away. So the head have a really cool articulation right there. Those poses, and the arm coming here. Just around. Oh, excellent. That's good. And the joint here at the elbow, have a bicep cup right there. The elbow, just a single. That should be enough. And I don't think yes, it does have some in this arm. It does have some. Have a hinge now up and down there. It's not bad. The other arm is the same, except that you have this huge cannon. If I remember correctly, Shockwave should have the cannon in the right arm, in the left arm, and the good arm in the right. But who am I to discuss that? Oh, wow, it even looks like you have the arm. The rear arm is still poking there. Look at the finger. I like the way that they did that. Yeah. Need to read some instructions. Oh, wow, it's very nice. And the obviously, okay, let's continue. There is no articulation at the waist. There is what else we have here? Yeah, the legs. Look at that spread of the leg. That's pretty good. Does he have tie cuts? It does have tie cuts. Yep. And then knee bed. Oh, that's awesome. Very good. What else do we need? It's taking down my system here, my station. And then we have at the ankle. I don't know if this is supposed to be forward or backward. When I remove it, we're gonna look at the. We're gonna have to take a look at the. There you go. Okay, but that looks good. Yes, that looks awesome. I forgot to remove this. Dude, out. Sorry. Oh wow. I'm gonna have to go. 1 second. This trap. If this is probably trap or there you go. There you go. Oh wow. Through the neck. That's brutal. Oh, to keep his neck in position. We cannot have that. Didn't know. I forgot. I didn't see that. This is transparent. Anyway. Oh. I love this figure. Oh, I better love it. I'll pay for it. Oh, the symmetry there. But look at the back. Those what will be engines? Let's call it engines. They're more like a propulsion system, right? And let's do the normal thing that I do. Okay, there. Let's put perfect. Oh, much better. So let's look at this figure. So you can see the colors are purple colors, but they are just subtle, and I really love that. So, yeah, no, this figure looks awesome. We need to transform it, and we'll be back because I don't know how to transform this thing. So we'll be back in a moment. And this is what we got after transformation. Yeah, it's supposed to resemble a tank. This is not the first time that we have seen Shockwave to go the tank way. Let's look at the side. Let's look at the other side because they are not symmetrical, and I actually like that decision. Let's look at the back, and this is the part that actually is very interesting. You have this engine rockets, whatever, that these jets that go sideways and all ways. This is pretty cool, right? We look at the bottom. You can see the whole body right there, and then as we had it before, let's look at the top, and it looks awesome. the struggle was to get this hose connected there. You see this over here, they actually flips over, and you had to get to there, so you had to whatever. I thought that this was the shortest way, best way to have it, and yeah, and just get the hose into the drop position was kind of trouble. I love it. I love how it looked like, except I don't like. I mean, I do like Shockwave, but I don't like Shockwave looking his face looking there when he's driving. I mean, he's a robot. He should hide his head. She's not. And the thing, you have the option. You can always look down, and then there you go. But he looks like he's in penance. Okay, that's. You got the option. You do what you want with it. But it's really good looking, and it's a good thing I did the transformation of camera, because that would have been embarrassing. Although it would have been good video. Anyway, the thing to mention, like the hose is rubber, the gun is actually rubberish. Oh, we're missing one part. We're missing the cannon that goes in over there. That cannon, and this the reason I remember that cannon is because it's also rubber. The cannon is rubber, so you have a lot of rubber part, which is okay, and especially you don't want this thing breaking apart with hard plastic. There you go. Except that because it's rubber now, it kind of bent. That's okay. And all these spikes are rubber. What else is rubber? You kidding me? No, that's a plastic. So my fingers are the one kind of rubbery. And yes, at the bottom, all these threads are just all the plastic, nothing else. He has two rollers there on each side, but not much rolling action because he likes to drag his belly. So, but I like the concept that they come up with this robot that never transformed in the movie. I was very sad when they killed Shockwave. They killed Shockwave with the stupid parachute. But anyway, that's part of the movie. But I love the figure. It's very. I love the transformation too. It's a very interesting transformation. So comparison time. Let's compare these Shockwave to other two Shockwaves I have. So we have this Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. He never showed in this form, so this is also an interpretation. A second. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. And then we have this Shockwave from the Transformers Prime universe. And I don't know, I can see this one. Excellent. So we have them side by side, and we can see that all them got the same inspiration. Actually, I think that the Shockwave from Transformers Prime is the first one that come up with this idea. I really don't know, but it was Transformers Prime that hooked me into heavily collecting Transformers figures. I do love robots. I do love robots a lot, and I remember these two robots, Shockwave and Soundwave, but I keep confusing them because I give the voice of Shockwave, the Soundwave to Shockwave. You know, the metallic Transformers go on attack now. That voice, but I actually love both of those Transformers. Soundwave and Shockwave are my preferred Transformers. But these three looks very nice. I actually do like the interpretation that they have for the Dark of the Moon Shockwave. And also they have to remember that the one for the Bumblebee movie is just an interpretation as well. The thing that I heard about the Bumblebee movie is they didn't handle this very well. But other than that, I love it. The moment I saw that the Bumblebee movie, Shockwave was going to take a hint from the Transformers Prime Shockwave, I was just, no, that guy has to come home. I don't know if the Transformers Prime was a leader class, but I know for sure that the Transformers Bumblebee was a Voyager class, or is a Voyager class. So you see, they actually measure about the same size in terms of of tank mode. So let's transform these guys into robot mode. So here is another angle. It actually gives you a better perspective of how they look side by side. And yes, the Shockwave from Dark of the Moon looks bulkier. That gun is just awesome. And actually, with the host, I remove it. It's just it's a pain. But the host going directly to the engines. Now I see why you need that. But yeah, no, this is a really nice group of shockwaves. And here we have Shockwave for Dark of the Moon with two more shockwaves. We have to the left Shockwave from the Cyberburst, and then to the right we had Shockwave from the Authentic Alpha, which is the cheaper version for kids. And notice they took actually hints from the Cyberburst. And actually I like the transformation of the a little bit of the Alpha better. The one from the Cyberburst is a Arachno tank. I didn't include it in my tank comparison because it's not a tank. It's an arachnid. But I prefer the one in the Authentics because it becomes a spaceship. This is the final comparison. We have in the middle again Shockwave from Dark of the Moon. To the left we have Shockwave from Siege War for Cybertron, and to the right you have Shockwave from Cyberburst. And I can tell you right now, back in the days, the Cyberburst version went for $20. The Shockwave from Siege used to cost about the same price, because it's a leader class, believe it or not. With all the extra parts, I decided not to put on him because it was not fair comparison. What can I say? But I do love that Shockwave anyway, because it's Shockwave. But look at the Shockwave from Cyberburst. It was one of my first Shockwave, if not the first one, and it looks so close to the original material, and it was like less than $20 in the Walgreens. And yes, it's kind of hollow on the back in some portion, only the legs I think it is. But look how big it looks compared to the Dark of the Moon Shockwave. So after all these years, this Shockwave can still go on a shelf, and it looks like a classic one. And this is one more shot of Shockwave with all the parts that came in the box, which included, I suppose, a paratrooper and the two tiny robots, which I don't remember the name of those, so you have to forgive me, and the hose, which is annoying to put into the robot. The tiny robot are scale, as far as I remember, with the paratrooper, but the paratrooper I don't think it's a scale with a Shockwave. I think it should be about the same size of the head of Shockwave. But okay, I'm okay with that. I bought this set for Shockwave. Okay. Final thought about this figure. I do prefer the other Shockwave, precisely the Bumblebee movie Shockwave. That looks amazing. Compromise between the old school Shockwave and the more modern interpretation of that. But I do like this Shockwave the way it looks like. Unfortunately, it comes down to it's a little class. Comes down to how much money you're spending for this toy. Ironically, I went and bought the Shockwave from Siege, which is smaller, without a second thought, because that one, when it transforms into a submarine that you put upside down, it looks like the gun. So they got me on that one, and I don't remember if I paid full price for that one. This one is half the amount, so I thought it was right. and I'm gonna say it's just for the full price. I cannot give it 5 out of 5, unless you're really good fan of this, um, uh, of the Michael Bay Transformers, and on this Shockwave. Uh, but I'm gonna say I really it had taken hold of me, because now looking at it in all the shots, and play with it, and everything, it does deserve 5 out of 5. They did a really good job taking a concept that we only saw on a raw form and creating a tank out of it. That happens to be the form that I really like with other Shockwaves, tank form. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 just because of that. Thank you for watching. Take care. Until the next one. Bye.